Hey all, it's Nim or Nimicry if you're feeling professional, and welcome to the YouTube video. Now today we're going to be doing the Dragonflight Legacies Chapter 2 reaction. Same thing as the first time, I haven't seen it. We're going to go in, basically, not knowing what's going to happen. Though the thumbnail did show a very famous lore character. So I'm sure we'll figure something out about that. Anyways, if you like what I do, you know what to do. We'll talk about that later. Without further ado, let's get into the hype. Dragonflight Legacies 2, the re-hypening. Alright, let's get started.
What is your name, child?
Emberthal, commander of the Dracthyr. You know of us?
You are a race of fierce warriors, unlike anything Azeroth has seen in many an age. In time, you may become as mighty as we once were.
Foreshadowing! Foreshadowing. Yes, in time. Oh, in time. Look, I like the Dracthyr. I don't know that I'm gonna play as a Dracthyr evoker because it's just not. I tried in the beta. I didn't necessarily like it, but yes. Oh, please, I'm here for this.
Once, what happened?
The desire for power carries peril.
Spooky.
We were blind to the darkness in our midst.
Okay, also, that is really, really cool when you can do that. When you just be like, oh, I need to illustrate something? Whoosh! Back in time. Of course, Nozdormu, the former aspect of time, or aspect of Dragonflight, Guardian of the Time Waste, like, yeah, makes sense. Makes perfect sense. I am so there for Nozdormu. I hope that he's not a final boss, but look, it already hasn't worked out well for him. Chapter 2.
Behold, the Dragon Isle.
Okay, that is a beautiful shot. That is just an absolutely beautiful shot. I get real big Pandaria vibes from that.
In the time after our ascension, we aspects sought to create a beacon of hope for all the world.
Beautiful. Neltharion.
Oh, I like they did the little flash. They show, not visibly corrupted Neltharion. And then, of course, the reason why Deathwing has all of those Elementium plates on him is because the corruption was tearing him apart. This is... Oh, that's great.
My general.
Indeed, we all had our roles to play.
I don't know if they've ever actually done a human form, a visage of Neltharion.
Guided by Alex Strasser, our conscience, our heart, we all became as close as clutchmates, or so it seemed.
Oh, that's so... Oh, like the Nefarious Whisper, yes. Yes, you see it.
For we could not hear the whispers of corruption that tempted one of our own.
N'Zoth.
When demons invaded our world, we aspects went forth to protect it as we always had. Not knowing whether we would ever again see the shores of home.
That is such a cool moment in time. Because I think this is is this when the Dark Portal opened? Because I forget if the lore's been retconned a bunch of times. But listen, the Burning Legion, big threat, we all know that. Sargeras was bad and it was hard and we couldn't necessarily kill him. And it's why he's being watched over by Illidan. But to have Titan empowered dragon aspects come down, it's like, okay, listen, we may not have the best chances, but the chances got better now.
Our brother Neltharion led our defense against the invaders.
He is just incinerating Felguards. Because that was what that guy's face was. That was a Felguard. Warlocks summon those, I think, is a cooldown. I don't play a Warlock, I can't really tell you, but I think they summon those, and that's one of their big things that they do. And he's just like, fire death. Well, I guess one good thing we say is they got the achievement, stood in the fire.
But for the first time, we found our strength inadequate. And we grew desperate. So when Neltharion assured us that with our help, he could forge a weapon to win the war.
Literally the time where they forged the Dragon Soul and he... Oh my god, yes!
We placed our trust in him. And we renewed our battle against the demons, only to have Neltharion, who now took the name Deathwing, turn on his own kind.
And they're weakened because he didn't impart part of his essence into the Dragon Soul.
We could not foresee this betrayal.
Oh my god. Look, that's the Lifebinder. Alexstrasza looking over essentially what are fallen foot soldiers. Or maybe commanders generals, but they're not aspects. And the aspects themselves, we even see in Cataclysm that Alexstrasza in her full might cannot go toe-to-toe with Deathwing for very long. Ultimately, through the, as we remember, through the aspects working together with Thrall, we're able to finally weaken him enough to bring him down to fight him. And the heroes of Azeroth do what they do, along with the aspects giving up a lot of their power in order to finally put Deathwing down, because Deathwing was absolutely going to destroy everything. But one thing I want to mention about this, and I really find this a very touching scene, is that if you do the quests, I believe it's in Northrend, there is a quest to remove the plague. And one of the things for the Plague of Undeath is you actually bring, I think you bring the guy to Alexstrasza, the Lifebinder, and she tries and can't save him. And this is after you've already taken him to a healer. And eventually you have to go see Adal in Chatrath. And I think he's like, I'll save him from undeath, but he's gonna die. So this is a very touching scene, because right now, their whole world is shook on two fronts here. Dragons that are the embodiment of power and unified and everybody's, kumbaya type thing. And then demons came in. They're like, okay, well, we couldn't do it. Let's unite our efforts. Let's try something. Our brother's got our back. We can get this done. Oh no, our brother betrayed us. And I know it's more shocking than that, but they're reeling from 1, 2.
For we simply did not want to believe. Even after all this time, the pain of his treachery is far worse than the scars he left us with.
That is not the leader I remember.
No, that wouldn't be the leader that you remember, because the leader that you remember didn't show his soldiers the treachery of N'Zoth, right? I think it was N'Zoth who was the one who corrupted Deathwing. It's either N'Zoth or Yogg-Saron. There might have been a change at some point, but the point that I'm throwing out is the old gods corrupted Deathwing, right? And nobody, he wouldn't have shown that to him. Also, you were kind of blindly loyal to Neltharion, Emberthal. And while it's good to be loyal to your people, you have been asleep for like 10,000 years. Stuff has happened in the meantime.
How do I know it was not you who provoked him?
You missed much during your confinement, but the sands of time reveal all truths, child, even bitter ones.
Ooh.
Trust your eyes.
Now that is a great line, because again, as much as Norse Dormru doesn't want to make this true, because by you showing Deathwing's treachery, you could shatter the last bit of hope that the Drakthir have, and by doing that, they're no longer an effective fighting force. That's a big deal, because you are challenging a core belief that these people have.
When the champions of Azeroth faced Deathwing for the last time, he was so consumed by madness that he could not imagine what we would sacrifice to stop him.
Oh my god.
That the weapon we had helped him forge would become the means of his destruction.
and that you clip in the game, you clip the toenails, and you move back and forth platforms, and eventually the heart of the aspects comes, and you can actually have that mount if you don't get it, and it flies through him, and it's really, really cool.
Was there no other way?
Deathwing would have destroyed this world. To stop him, we aspects relinquished our power, our immortality, our guardianship of Azeroth itself. A fair trade, I believe.
I really, really like that animated scene, because you just showed the leader of the Drakthir, the Black Drakthir, what actually happened. And they, I don't know if it's a male, female, whatever, they are shook. Capital S-H-O-O-K. Shook. And they're trying to parse out what happens, because they know they serve a greater purpose to help Azeroth. And Nozdormu is an aspect, albeit not the one that created them, but still an aspect. So they're gonna have respect, and they understand time magic and all these things, and they're assuming that this is not some great treachery, some great lie so far. Now that may change in the next minute or so, but the point is, this scene right here looks like resolve has been broken. Like, what do we do now? The greatest of us, our creator, fell to madness, and you had to stop him.
You want something from me, don't you?
It is my gift and my burden to travel the pathways of time. But there is one crucial moment that has long remained hidden from me. And only you can lead me there.
Oh my god, I like such good foreshadowing. I don't know what it is. Could it be the time that that Nozdormu becomes Merzond? Because knowing the time stream, obviously, knowing all the decisions and the pathways and where it leads, he would be like, well, I don't want to create the Infinite Dragonflight. The Infinite Dragonflight is bad. The Infinite Dragonflight basically tries to subvert history in really weird ways that will ultimately be harmful to Azeroth. And that would make the most sense. He's like, I don't know when this happens, but I've seen you around and I need you here. That's so cool. Okay, then of course it's an ad there if you wanna do that. All right, so that was Dragonflight Legacies Chapter 2. So we're gonna have to ask, what is that time that Nozdormu can't see? I'm gonna say it's when he is corrupted or falls or something to starts the pathway to become Merzond, like actually makes that first act, because obviously he's on the path to becoming that now, as time is going forward. Interestingly enough, and this is the thing that I'm thinking about here, is that we still no more references to Galcrond, and I understand that's not going to happen. You're not going to do that twice in a row, but that's still a problem. Do we have a potential problem with Black Dragonflight corruption just being endemic? Because Rathian in the Cataclysm storyline, I believe he mentioned something that he was born free of his father's corruption. He was the first Black Dragon of the Black Dragonflight to be born free of his father's corruption. So, or I think he's the only one. I don't know if he's the first. There might have been other ones that were killed, but he's the only one now. And then we do find out later there was one in Outland that obviously was not purview to Neltharion's corruption, and that's in something in you'll find out in Dragonflight. I saw some stuff in the beta about that, but we don't need to go into that specifically. The point that I'm going to throw out here is, we have a couple of we have a couple of hints and plot points to pull at. Honestly, I'm looking forward to Dragonflight Legacies Chapter 3. It'll be great. It'll be fantastic. These things are amazing, and the animation team for the Blizzard always knocks it out of the park. This was unequivocally a fun video to make. I like when I have a chance to just kind of nerd out, especially after some of the things that have been going on this week. So, here's what we're going to do. If you like what I do, or you like what the channel does in specific, go on and hit subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with everything the channel does. Additionally, I stream on Twitch every Friday, Saturday, Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Finally, for those who wish to parse above and beyond the Call of Duty at rank 1 or higher, you can go to the Patreon, and that's patreon.com/Nimicry. Listen, I hope you enjoy Dragonflight. I'm getting ready to enjoy Dragonflight, and may the mount you're farming drop on the first kill.